on a United Airlines shuttle at LAX and traveling with his family last week when it happened. He says that's when another prejudiced passenger verbally attacked him with an unrelenting registry of racist rhetoric that went on for what seemed like hours. So buckle up your buckwheat seatbelt and take this bigoted ride with us.
I'm a prick.
Your family is from India. You have no respect. You have no rules. You think you can push everyone? Push. That's what you think you are. You guys are crazy.
Indian people are crazy. You told me to have some more curry, right?
Yeah, here.
Have some more curry?
To record your fucking tandoori
Please
ass.
do. My tandoori ass, wow.
Yeah, your tandoori sticky ass.
Wow.
Yeah. Want some more?
Please, by all means.
Want some more?
Sweetheart, no, you can remove her, though, from being rude and racist right now. Can you do that, or no?
It doesn't care about racist. You're racist towards me. I'm American.
So are we.
You're not American.
No? Not American?
Not originally, no. You're from India.
I was born in America.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I
saw your
was.
passport.
Yeah, you want to see my passport? Is that a guy going to make you happy?
Shut up! Here, let's just go like this.
It's amazing. I thought I only saw this stuff on the internet, but no. Karen's right here.
I'm angry.
Wow, this is toxic, massively toxic. Telling my kids to shut up. They got a mouth on you, sweetheart. Drink some more, sweetheart.
So the question is this our America? We have reached out to United Airlines for a statement, and the woman, she spoke to Fox in Los Angeles anonymously. She claims Tawfiq started it by dropping a bag on her head and being the aggressor. But there's more. She says she also in part blames the aggressive altercation on a brain injury she has. No word yet from United Airlines.
Pushed me to the side to get in front of me, and the lady made him go back to the end of the line, and he's talking to his wife. Yeah, supposedly they're first class, obviously with no class. And look at the way they're dressed. They're white trash. Aggressive. When we loaded the shuttle, he looks over to me and says, "Shut your big effing mouth, you white trash." And then my husband stepped. None of this is in the video. Well, most people know me as a very kind, calm person. But since the brain injury, I can get agitated very easily.
All right, is this our America? Here's Tawfiq's side of the story tonight.
My two youngest sons, who are 4 and 8, were looking out the bus at one of the planes that was not docking, but whatever, taxiing, and said, "Oh, that's a Spirit plane." And so right away, she turns to our youngest son, who's 4, and says, "Shut up, just shut up." And that's when I lost it. And I said, "Don't you ever talk to my son that way." And I had a few choice words for her. And then basically at that point, her husband stood up, got straight into my face, and said, "Don't you talk to my wife." And I said, "So it's okay for her to tell my son to shut up, and I can't tell her to stop?" And then we pulled out the cell phones, and then he went away. He went back to his seat. The moment we pulled up the cell phones, she started launching into stuff. It was actually a little bit before that. She called us. She said, "Why don't you go eat some curry or whatever, blah, blah, blah." And that's when my wife and I were like, this is going to get ugly. We pulled out our cell phones. Now, because we're social media, we do a lot of social media because of our jobs, because of wedding photography. We're used to being able to be quick on the draw. So luckily, we had our cell phones with us. So we started recording immediately. The moment we started recording, we thought she would tone it down.
Yes.
Normally, that's what I would think would happen. Instead, she amped it up. And she just kept going and doubling down on her behavior. So then she pulled out her cell phone and said, "Oh, I'm going to record your tandoori ass, your stinky tandoori ass." And then someone from United came and said, "Hey, do you want to leave the bus?" And I said, "No, but you can remove her from the bus for being racist and rude. Or are you going to do that or not?" And then the lady who was from United said, "Okay," and she left the bus. Then she comes back about 2 minutes later. But in the process of that, this lady is saying to us, she says, what was it? She said, she doesn't care about being racist. You're being racist to me. And I said, how am I being racist to you? In my head, I said, "Oh, I'm being racist to you." She said, she said, "I'm American," very proudly. And I said, "I'm American too." She said, "No, you're not really American." I said, "Yeah, I was born here." She said, "No, you weren't. I saw your passport." Again, she was saying things that don't really make sense because there was no context for her to see my passport. Or
Right.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a large part of it was us just going, she's clearly either on meds and alcohol together or something's going on there that is very clearly she's deranged.
How
So she just
shocking
kept
was
playing
that
ahead.
to experience that situation, that racism right in your face with your family there and so many people around watching?
It was isolating, to be honest. It felt surreal when we were going through it. I remember my whole body was shaking, but I remember thinking in my hands, I because I'm a photographer, I was like, thank God the iPhone has stabilization because my hand is just shaking nonstop. And I turned to my wife and she was literally holding my hand, like, don't react, like just let her. So, and then at some point I realized she was just burying herself. Like, you know what I mean?
Were you shocked that more people didn't intervene and at least try to stand up for you guys?
Big time. Honestly, that was the hardest thing. I think out of the whole thing. I mean, look, bad things happen to people sometimes, right? But I think there's a thought in your head that if that happens, good people are going to stand up for you and say something, right? And that they'll do the right thing, right, as it were. I don't feel like that happened while I was getting berated. When United came back on the bus, this is the interesting thing. United came back on the bus to take her off. She refused, and that was the end of it. And they left. She said, "No, I'm not getting off the bus." And are you watching this? That they're filming me? Like, she was more upset about the fact that we were filming her. And she thought for some reason in her head that everything that she was filming was like evidence of us being horrible to her. So then, because she refused to leave the bus, she went down off the bus to show the recording of her abusing us verbally to the officer.
And what is she saying? What kind of response has she given publicly?
So that's the interesting thing. So I haven't even told any of this. I'm going to probably do a social media update later about this, but I'll tell it on your show. So her friends and family have reached out to us, and they're the ones that told us her name. In fact, they told us her full name, and her full name is Arlene Consuela Bunch. So the girl who's accusing us of not being American, her name is Arlene Consuela Bunch, which to me is like, how could you possibly live in this big a glass house and throw stones?